James Wan returns with his latest horror film, Malignant. I've been quite looking forward to this one, and so I got a chance to watch it early. If you want to know how I got to see this movie early, jump down in the description of the video. And let us jump now on to the review of Malignant. James Wan is one of my favorite directors when it comes to making horror films. He's previously given me one of my favorite horror films, The Conjuring, as well as The Conjuring 2, and I also pretty much loved the first two Insidious movies and the first Saw movie. And here we go again with another horror movie from James Wan, and it is Malignant. I mean, you know what? I didn't really dig this film. I was pretty excited as seeing James Wan's name involved with it. I was like, okay, this might be really great. And even the trailer was really great. But it's just not as good as Saw, Insidious, or The Conjuring. It's just not competent with them. It has a unique concept, but James Wan wanted to do something newer. So introduce this unique, new, different kind of concept in the horror genre. And it was pretty cool, but still, I just didn't really love it. It was still a good film, but just seeing the idea of James Wan not doing The Conjuring, The Devil made me do it, and instead picking up Malignant. I think still The Conjuring, Devil made me do it. James Wan should have done that, because the first two Conjuring movies are both two of my favorite horror films. And I was really excited for the third film, and it was not as good as the first two Conjuring movies because James Wan was not involved in the director's chair. So I think that's what he should have done, but instead he chose the Malignant. Now I know he does not like to do a lot of sequels, so he just goes off the franchise after two entries, and he went on to make Malignant instead of Conjuring 3. But okay, it is a good film, especially when it comes to the visual appeal of the film. That is incredible. I have never seen such visuals in a horror movie, because the way these mythical things were happening, that was really, really interesting to see. And that's the best part of the film, I must say. Instead of James Wan's direction, I loved the visual appeal of the film. That looked incredible to me. And the cinematography of the film is also top notch. It makes us feel everything that's happening in the frame. Like, see this shot, it was so cool. So the mixture of these amazing visual effects and cinematography of the movie makes this movie really watchable as well as rewatchable. I'm not going to say that I will never rewatch this movie. It is pretty rewatchable, in fact. And James Wan tries to do a lot of good things in the movie. This movie does have a lot of scary scenes. As for the entire cast, I'm gonna say that none of them really impressed me. The actress Annabelle has done quite a decent acting performance, but other than that, nobody was memorable at all. I just watched the film and I never thought about anybody's acting skills in this film. All I thought was the great visual appeal of this film, the cinematography of this film. A bit of James Wan too, because he's introduced this new concept, but the villain of the film is the one with whom I had the real problem. The way they explain its origins of whatever this mythical creature or paranormal thing is, I just didn't really love the origins of it. It just, for me, it's my personal opinion that I just didn't like the origins of that thing. So yeah, the story is really interesting. The way it progresses forward, it keeps you on the edge to know what happens till the end. And I really loved the plot execution. But James Wan wanted to do a unique film, but it looks more like a murder slasher to me than a great paranormal horror film, which is okay, by the way. James Wan does not need to do top-notch ghostly horror movies every time. Even this was a good film. He's directing career, and I think he should continue to do horror movies because he's still good at them even after Malignant. But I am not saying this Malignant was a bad film. I liked it pretty much. Not every part of it was enjoyable. So 6.4 out of 10 is my score for the film. It's at least rewatchable. Horror fans should at least check it out because it's a great film. It's a good film. You will really surely enjoy it. So that was my review for Malignant. Like, share, and subscribe. Film Villa.